I want to also just take a moment to talk about some comments that I made on Friday around PPE. It has definitely been very frustrating. The fact that we knew that a crisis existed or was coming, and there was just a lack of coordination from the federal government to help prepare and get ready for what we knew was to come. There are a number of challenges that we still face around PPE, and we operated our Emergency Operations Center back in January of this year. It's April, almost May, and we're still having the same conversations around PPE. And while those challenges still exist, I want to point out some information that was not accurate that I stated at the last press conference regarding FEMA. In particular, the information we were given by one of our sources that we were purchasing PPE from, a third party, basically provided us that information when we had anticipated the PPE to come to our location. We were preparing to purchase it, and the excuse that we gave, which we were beyond frustrated with, was that these materials were diverted to someplace else and confiscated by FEMA. And as a result, that was, along with a number of other challenges that exist, that was one that I was particularly frustrated with, especially in light of the fact that we are working with FEMA on our hotels and on food delivery and a number of other things. This was just very frustrating. And we found out when the director of FEMA here in San Francisco reached out to our office to make it clear that not only was this not true, but they are now investigating the third party that we are working with to ensure that accurate information is provided. Providing the incorrect information is not only irresponsible, but it's also very dangerous in light of what we are all dealing with. And so not only do I want to apologize to FEMA for that particular information and providing inaccurate information, I want to also just point out that the other challenges that I talked about are still challenges that we face. And we will continue to do everything we can to work with FEMA and to work with other agencies to deliver the PPE our city so desperately needs. We are not out of the woods, and even if we have the PPE we need to help with our hospitals, maybe for this month and some of next month, we are going to be dealing with the coronavirus for some time. And so when we talk about not only the need for PPE to help with our hospitals, when we're thinking about restaurants, hair salons, and nail salons and other places opening, we have to make sure that when we are implementing regulations on their reopening around masks and other things that they may need, that we have access to those resources as well. So there's a larger conversation here in terms of resources, and there still continues to be a challenge with the coordination around the efforts for large cities like ours with our federal government. But I will take this opportunity again to thank FEMA for their willingness to be available to work with us to ensure that some of the obstacles that we've had with accessing PPE that we are purchasing, that those obstacles are removed. They have extended that support, and I appreciate it, and we desperately need it.